Yo, people, we're back again. It's Sims and
D Mike.
Yeah. Hope you guys didn't miss us too tough.
Well, it's been a bit. It's been a minute. What's going on, people? A lot has actually gone, under the bridge. And good to see you, bro.
Yeah, man. Same on this side, man. It's been a while still.
You've been working. My G's been working. He's been putting that work in.
Yeah, we're pushing.
I'm 100% sure that people know what you do, but if you don't know, if you're seeing us for the first time, apparently we only just, this should be our second EP on this podcast. So if you don't know my brother here, please introduce yourself again.
So guys, I go by the name Sims, SIMXZ, and we make music, we do everything, we're creative, everything. We do everything.
Nice one. This is not going to be interview, but we're still going to... I want the first 5 minutes to be about what's happening on your creative table, brother. I know it's a podcast, but listen, we can't just brush that to the side. You get me?
Yes.
This brother dropped a fire EP. I want you to talk about it just briefly, please.
All right, cool. So I dropped the EP on the 24th of July called 247.
Woo!
That was also my birthday.
Nice.
So 24/7. Do you get what I'm saying? And it had 7 tracks, and the only features on there were my siblings, my older ones. And it was just talking about where I am currently as an artist, giving people what they also want to hear, and just giving them a template of what to expect from now onwards, regards to my music and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much what it's been, and we've been pushing the EP.
What's the creative process? What was it like for you?
Bruh, should I say the creative side of things was crazy fun? It was
crazy fun. I like
crazy fun, man. Crazy fun, because it's like I was so free to explore ideas in it.
Right.
Obviously, it's not every song I recorded that I dropped. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, even
you're hearing that first from 1TimePodcast show.
Literally.
Just don't forget.
It's not every song that I created initially for the project that I put on it. Some songs I had to take off. Some songs I had to be like, okay, cool. Let me see if I have another song that's like this, and then I compare the two, and this one takes the head. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Any reason for that?
Well, obviously, like I said, 247, right? I had to create 7 different moods. Even if I was still singing about a girl, I wanted every mood to be different.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like a track like Questions on there, this is the first time I'm saying this, but I made a song where pretty much the entire song I was just asking questions. Some of them were rhetorical questions, and some of them were direct questions. And that's the thing, people won't know, because obviously most times, because of how jumpy the beat is and all of that stuff. But the entire song is me asking a girl like, yo, are you gonna stay? Let me know. Like, did you know that this is how I feel? Just let me know. That's literally what I was doing the entire song. But yeah, having a song like that, I would have to compare it to another song that I have recorded before to see, okay, cool, can this song stand by itself? Okay. Does this one need to be on the project type stuff?
Right.
But yeah.
That's deep, man. That's deep. When I say deep, it means people don't really know what goes behind the scene.
100%.
They just hear a 3-minute song and that's kind of cool. Maybe it took you about 4 months to actually put stuff together. Just the idea of how things not the writing, not the singing. Obviously, you got it, but that goes a long way, brother. Just to see the pain people go through to put something on the table. That's crazy. I commend you, man. I like the song. I submit to your body.
Do you know what's funny?
I'm not saying I jump question, but I will keep questioning you. I know they submit to anybody's but you. When I go use this one, if I say this guy, they practice some.
I'm not practicing
some sexual practices. So
I'm not practicing.
This submitting. I'm not against anybody's wish. I don't know your fetish, but this is your submit.
I'm not submitting anything. Do you know what's funny is? That song, I recorded that song 5 days just before I put out the project.
Whoa. Hold on. So it wasn't really planned in the first place.
Nah, that song wasn't supposed to make
it. So that song came out of pressure.
I wouldn't even say pressure.
Oh, a recent experience. Like,
No.
I'm not trying to be,
not at
FBI
all.
Here.
The song was actually a song of leisure, right? So by the time I recorded that song, I actually had all the 7 songs for the EP finished and ready to go. But what it was there was a song, and I'm like, I don't like how I really sound on the song right now, and I don't have the time or the mindset to re-record it because I didn't want to go through the process of now I have to be very conscious of how I'm sounding. And you know, when you're doing that, it's no longer from your feelings. Right. It's not from your head, but it's supposed to be from your feelings. And it was supposed to be an emotional song because that song was titled Fault. There's like a freestyle of it on my Instagram. So it's just like, it wasn't giving me what I needed it to give. So it's like, then when I was making the song, the moment we were making this beat, I was like, I'm going to swap this song around. So when I made that song, obviously there are two completely different feelings in it. Right. So like, obviously I submit to your body. Yeah, like it's more jumpy, more bouncy. But yeah, man, like I recorded it like just 5 days before we put out the project. We mixed, we mastered. Wow. Actually. Big up to you. Appreciate.
One thing I wanna the last question I wanna ask you, if we're to put your producers on the phone right now, without being diplomatic or whatever, are they gonna say you're a hair-hole, or you're nasty, or you're just stubborn to work with, or you're a good person to work with, or you're just like, okay, if they say Sims, let's go now, let's do it this way, you say no, I want it to be that way, what do you think they're gonna say about you?
I can bet anything. Like my producers would
be honest here.
Like my producers would definitely say they love working with me because I'm basically like a mini producer. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right, I'm hearing that for the first time.
Like it's like I'm very conscious of how the music goes, so I basically direct how the track goes. So for them, we're always in line. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not like they're trying to go here and then I'm saying no, come back here. We're mostly in line because we both like, as a producer, you kind of can tell where the song should go. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just like I can always tell where they're trying to go. So sometimes I just even help them paint that picture better, the same way they help me paint my picture better. So it's just, there's no way they're gonna say anything else other than that.
So even with your side of the story, are you gonna say you can actually adapt to any sort of terrain when it comes to production? Because not everyone will listen to you as an artist. You know this. And, and your work, your body of work here will kind of determine, will drive most of the conversation we're going to have today on the creative side, because there's a lot of questions that's associated with your craft, the music you've put out, and just music in general, because we're sitting with a vet here, a young vet. You get me?
He's this man.
Listen. I know what I'm talking about, because you don't talk, you're not a loud person. People don't really get to see how you operate. And you've got quite a lot to offer. Let's just get down. It's on the table. It's on the table. This is bigger than flour. I'm telling you, Sims has got a lot to offer to Afrobeat. Listen to this guy, and you can't catch him creatively. He's a weird person that just keeps quiet. Okay, I saw Meet. Go and listen to the way he put that word. It will sneak words into a song, You won't even understand. Maybe after the second time, be like, whoa, hold on. You submit to waiting. You still explain that one to me. Not to me only, now to the whole world. But let me tell you something. Afrobeat in the UK. Nobody's begging for support, but please, look over here too.
100%.
Please.
100%.
I'm using the word please please let it mean anything to you. Whatever please means to you, whether begging, whether just being mature, whether just being kind, whether just being simple, please look over artists in the UK. They've got it.
100%, man. Like, I've been saying it as well. Like, they keep trying to separate what we're doing from what they're doing in Africa. Yeah. And it's like, I'm telling you, if you listen to people from here, I'm not talking about the ones that are trying to, you understand, but the ones that actually have it, and we're not trying to like maybe imitate what's going on back home. We actually just have it because obviously we're in line with the culture and all of that stuff. You won't know. You literally won't know if we're from here or we're from there. But the thing is, I don't know what it is. If it's just the fact that we live here, I don't know what it is. It's just like, these ones are not really, do you understand? They're not really serious. They're just making, but it's just like, Baba, if I took the name of my track and I wrote somebody else's name there, you would take it.
See logic.
You would literally take it.
See logic.
Take it.
See logic. Ah, God. God, bro. On God, let me tell you something. On God, we don't need to explain Tire.
Literally.
Evidence
day.
Evidence
Too
day.
plenty.
Evidence day. Moving on to what you've seen so far in the UK.
Yeah.
Tell me something that people will say, oh, is this true? I'm talking about the marketing. I'm talking about radio. I'm talking about streams. What do you think is actually missing from the model? This not jump question or so.
Okay.
Take your paper and your pen, write them down. What have you seen?
Yeah.
What your project?
Yeah.
What has it made you see so far in the UK?
So I would say, what I would say is, creativity is lacking. I'll be honest. Like, I'll put my hands up and I'll say,
now you talk about it.
Now me talk calm. Creativity is lacking.
Point the arrows, not me.
Creativity is lacking in the sense whereby when we see, I'm not even talking about the music side of things. I'm talking about everything outside of the music side of things.
How?
In terms of like the branding, the music style, like in terms of music videos rather.
Okay.
In terms of like track covers, in terms of like the rollout to your releases.
Okay.
People in the UK don't really do much, except from them, the little kids now that they're on TikTok and all of that stuff.
Okay.
Because they've grown up with that culture of being in everybody's face. So for us,
isn't that branding too?
It is, but that's what I'm saying. Like should I say the artists in Nigeria, they've adapted to that system so quickly.
Okay.
Rather than the people here. So the people here that didn't grow up with that culture of being in everybody's face and the thing of, I'm going to do my thing and people will still come for me.
Yeah.
The system don't work like that now. Now you have to be in people's face type stuff. So in the UK, the younger lot, they know how to do this so well. That's why you have like the steps and who else is there that I can mention right now? Like there's several people, right, that, they're doing their thing. It's because they've adapted to that system of, I'm going to be in your face until you actually get through and listen to what I'm doing. Even if you don't like it, you understand, I'll still grab your attention. Yeah. But it's like for us on the Afro side of things, a lot of us didn't grow up. Like by the time we actually got to the age, or should I say by the time all this TikTok, all of this came around, we've already reached a level of more people are going to say I'm cringe, people are going to say do you understand? Or people are going to think I'm wet, moist, whatever it is that, people say these days. So it's just like, with what I had to do was like, I had to break out of that system of, I'm going to be as creative as I can be. Like, I'm going to do some things that you might think, what is this guy doing?
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm going to do it to be like, should I say conventional, the way they are in Nigeria. Like, that's what's selling in Nigeria now. It's not even the music.
Yeah.
Like, look at Black Bones now. Black Bones is so good. But half the times people don't commend him for his music.
Right.
They commend him for his creativity rather than his music.
Right.
So it's just like, for me, it's a thing of, I have studied all of these people that, they're in that kind of field, and God has kind of blessed me to be like a creative person type stuff. So it's just like, okay, cool. Yes, the music is good.
Yeah.
But you have to be creative beyond that. So it's like, when I dropped the project, people could see that creativity. And to me, it's like, it's not that special. It's just because you guys are not looking at these things. You're just focusing on the music. And it's just like, at some point in time, you should clock on that. It's not just the music anymore. Okay. It's everything else outside. It's even more important than the music at this point. But yeah.
Thanks, man. Nice one. So, if you say things and you stand by it, does it mean you've seen examples?
Yeah, 100%. I've seen examples. They don't mean that this opinion is final, as in it will never change.
Yeah.
That's from what I have seen right now. I can wake up tomorrow and see 10 different people that will prove me wrong. And when they do prove me wrong, the view has to change. If it doesn't change, then I'm just being silly. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just from what I have seen right now.
Yeah.
On the Afro side of things anyways, there's no much creativity outside of the music.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when should we be expecting the O2 sellout?
Hey, I'm saying it here for the first time. But when God says it,
you say amen now. You say
amen.
Say you claim.
Amen. I claim it. That's what I'm saying. In like when God says it, that's when we're gonna do it.
Guys are selling out. I mean, nobody get two heads though.
Literally.
And I'm impressed. I'm happy for whoever has gone to the O2 and back, including yourself. I mean, the journey of 1,000 miles, begins with a little step, or even just figment of your imagination. So big up to you, man. The sky is just the beginning. Seems out with a bang. the one where I like past that bad, though. that bad. I love the track. I love the track. The direction is creatively weird, because you have to be into music to understand how this guy does his thing. So get to know Sims, man. Yeah, man. Get to know Sims. Get to know me too.
Man. Get to know Mike. The Mike. You know what I'm saying? This is the Mike.
Listen, bro. Recently, I've seen some things about how people stand tall on what they believe, and whether you like it or not, you're gonna get hate. You're gonna get criticism. You're gonna get all sort of things being thrown at you, and you just have to be able to understand how people are in general. It won't be just about music. Opinions will always vary, and what can you do if you believe in yourself? Just keep believing in yourself. Burna Boy spoke about people who don't really know anything, who's got no direction, and everyone's just coming after the dude, like saying, yo, bro, you don't even know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. I've got my own opinion as well, but
you have to share the opinion. You have to share the opinion.
I know they blame the guy. He know what they talk. Afrobeat music is not just about nyash and nyash and nyash.
Yeah.
And to all the Niger skit guys, to relax on the nyash. You won't sell me something because I see your nyash now. Be more creative.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that too.
And I noticed one thing about UK. They don't really. Well, I think I might be making. I won't say we. I think I might be making a huge mistake if I want to compare our style of entertainment in the UK with what they're doing in Nigeria. It doesn't have to be. I think it's only when we stand on what we do, even if it's just beating Pangolo in the UK. Yeah. At some point, people will get to know us for that. It wouldn't be about, because Afrobeat is actually reigning in Nigeria and they're exporting it heavily. Yeah. Where are we going to export UK Afrobeat to? Are we going to export? Are we going to circulate it and then export it back to Nigeria or the islands or wherever? What's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen?
Like, one thing I do want to say is, like, even before Burna Boy said what he said, right? Yeah. I've also had that feeling for a long time. And it's not just me. So many creatives have the exact same thoughts. The name Afrobeats should have never existed in the first place.
How? Please.
And the reason because...
That one I don't understand.
The reason is because...
Don't leave me. Don't pass my head.
The reason because, like, you do realize that they class Fuji music as Afrobeats. So Afrobeats basically stands for African beats. So anything that comes out of Africa gets swept on the Afrobeats.
It makes sense.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Essentially, which is part of what he was trying to say and what he was trying to do.
Right.
Obviously, wrong messenger, right message type stuff. Even though there was also some wrong message in there, but whatever. But it's like, that name Afrobeats should have never existed in the first place. Yeah. Because it also kind of like, should I say, it discredits Fela's type of music. Because he does Afrobeat. Okay. There's no S behind it.
Okay.
There's two different ones. There's Afrobeat and there's Afrobeat.
Who put the S behind it?
So from what I know and from what I have seen, well, it came from the UK, funny enough. So it's like there was an article.
Abranti sort of story.
Yeah.
Big up to DJ Abranti. I wish him all the best, man. He used to be a big partner and I love the brother, man.
So yeah, there was an article apparently, that noticed the rise in African music in the UK. Okay. So they just coined it Afrobeat. So everything that came out of Africa went under the name Afrobeats, and then, do you understand? Everybody say Afrobeats. But it's just like, it does a crazy discredit to so many artists. Like, for example, let's look at Fireboy. There's a lot of songs that Fireboy does that is literally not Afrobeats. It's literally R&B. Right. But because he maybe has an African accent or because he's Nigerian. Right. Afrobeats. Do you get what I'm saying?
So he won't be able to compete.
He won't be able to compete. And then you have artists like Flavor that does High Life. It's a completely different genre.
So is High Life different from Afrobeat?
they're two different genres, right? It's the same way like Fuji is.
Don't finish.
It's completely different.
It don't pass me.
Because the thing is, one thing people don't understand is for you to class something as a genre, there has to be a standout figure. Either be the language, either be like the pace of the music, well, tempo. The tempo of the music, either, a certain rhythm, a certain instrument, or a certain pattern. But there's no, like, how do you class high life and Afrobeats? How do you even define Afrobeats? There's no definition for it apart from African beats.
So please correct me if I'm wrong. They got highlight in, high life in Ghana too.
Yeah.
So do they call it Afrobeat?
They call everything Afrobeats.
Oh, okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? So that's where I agree with Burner, like the terms of, because he did say like Afrobeats or whatever they call it.
Right.
Because he knows that this name, it should have never existed in the first place. Because almost every artist,
You
right?
mean the one with the S?
The one with the S should have never existed in the first place. Because every artist that is not doing the popular music, it don't matter what you do, you get swept under that. And even the ones that are not doing that genre, just because you're from Africa, you get swept under that too.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying now?
Okay.
So it's like, even how we said high life now from Ghana. High life from Ghana and high life from Nigeria. Two different sounds.
Two different things.
But they're both high life.
Yeah.
And like I'm saying, the reason why we can identify both of them as high life is the pace, the pattern, the instruments.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
But how do you compare that to the word Afrobeats? There's literally nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? Apart from the fact that it's from Africa. And it shouldn't be like that. So it's the same thing like with Fuji. Right. Fuji would also class as Afrobeats because it's from Africa. But it's just like, now we have people like, right, we see the Burners, the Ashakes, the Davido, they're all winning their awards because of, they're doing this popular sound now. But what about the people that are doing the high lives, doing the Fuji, doing the, do you understand, doing the dance hall, they get ignored because they're not in the popular sound, but they still also get swept on the Afrobeats.
And the ones that are even popular, they borrow quite a lot from the sound.
Exactly.
We get to hear on the mainstream.
Do you understand? We don't get to hear on the mainstream, which is kind of like why even the Ghanaians at some point, they were angry, like they created Afrobeats.
Don't go there. Don't go. We go there. Ghanaians always fighting with. They're even fighting over jollof or so. Ghanaian brothers.
So they were mad because like they feel like they created Afrobeats because the Afrobeat that we knew had high life in it, the fella type stuff, because his was a fusion of like Afrobeat, jazz, and
soul.
Do you understand?
Too,
it was a fusion of so many things, but the high life was like the foundation for it in terms of like the sax, the percussions. Do you understand? That was the foundation for it. So they felt like they created that. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like people now confuse that Afrobeat for Afrobeats, the whole of it. But then Afrobeats itself has the Afro pop, which is what Fire does, which is what Adekunle Gold is currently doing. Do you get what I'm saying? There's the Afro R&B, which is what Thames does sometimes, not all the time.
Okay.
There's times where she's doing straight R&B, and there's times where she's actually doing Afro R&B.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Not soul.
Not Afro. Well, sometimes it's Afro soul. Do you get what I'm saying? She does have the soul side.
Thames wake dog to sing that song. I say God,
but that's what I'm saying now. So it's like even genres like the Afro soul now, they get swept under the bus because why? Everything is Afrobeats. But then how do you class the genre like Afro soul and let's say like what Ashake is doing now?
Yeah,
there's no similarities between Ashake and Thames.
Facts.
But both of them will get put in the same category. What classes them in the same category except from the fact that they're both from Africa?
I think the organizers, the event, the award organizers, I doubt if they will give it. They wouldn't understand.
Oh, they to a level. Yeah. I don't know if it's this year or next year.
Yeah.
There's an Afrobeat category in the Grammys now.
Kind of, yeah, they said it.
But it's like
if they don't go back to the drawing board and say, listen, we're gonna give this guy.
That's what I'm saying now. So imagine everybody from Africa, competing for that one category. Do you see how small-minded that is?
And they made their own into categories. They broke theirs down.
Do you understand? They broke their own thing down. You've got the rap. You've got the
soul.
You've got the soul. You've got the
jazz is there.
Jazz.
All sort of things.
So many things.
Yeah.
Even
Pop.
within the rap, they still hip hop.
Facts.
Even though it's all this. Do you get what I'm saying?